All right. Didn't want to do this. But you know what? I'm gonna face the music. We're here. Funerals in today.
We said last week, I think last week, the theme of the episode, I said last week terrified me.
It
I
was
think I said
bad.
all last week, I said it was apple picking week. I actually went out of state. I said I was going to get away from it. I probably watched about 6 hours. No, not even. I probably watched about 2 hours of college football last week.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
6 hours
great.
of football total. I said last week, I said the top 25 is going to get shaken up. I said I wanted no part of the weekend. It terrified me. People are
Mhm.
asking me for picks off pod. I wasn't giving them.
Mhm.
I didn't want any part of the week.
Dad got
Um,
killed.
2 weeks ago, the Dimes man swept the board. Some people say it's just as hard to lose every pick as it is to win every pick. Frank is living proof that the duality of man, that you can do both.
You can do
Frank
both.
has
Get
got
you somebody that can do both.
ladies, Samsung, Nokia, whatever you're looking for.
Samsung is a beautiful name for a girl.
I think that's probably what the name of your daughter is going to be after you find a way to get that thumb drive in there. But
Show you
the
thumb
Dimes
drive.
man, the Dimes man, 0-5 last week.
Yeah.
It
I'll wear
happened.
it. I'll wear it. I'll wear it.
Let's just go through. Were any of these even close? Because I
All right, I'll
BC
tell you.
plus
I'll tell you
one.
because I watched 12 hours of college football this week, and guess what? I was screaming at 20-year-olds, and I'm sick, full on sick, at the kids from Hawaii and that terrible Timmy Chang calling up something short of. I'll never get over coaches in do or die situations calling stuff short of the sticks. I
Here's all
digress.
here's all I want to know. On a scale of 1 to 10, you tell me if the bet was close to winning. 10 was saying that you got hosed, it should have happened. One,
Yeah,
it was an absolute loser, you should have never done it. BC plus 1.5.
that's like a six.
Okay.
Like they fought, and then Castellanos went to throw the ball, and it went like whoop, like backwards. He threw it and it went backwards, and it was a pick set. Or
UConn minus 16.
they almost lost on the field to
Okay.
Temple.
ECU minus 8.
They got killed by a terrible Charlotte team.
That's a
They
1.
gave up a 50 burger to Charlotte.
Hawaii plus 2.5. Road heard you're not happy with them.
Yeah, that one hurt. That's like a seven. They really should have had that one.
And San Jose minus 6.
I forget what happened to that.
That's fine. Yinzy F baby, he trudged along 2-2. He's actually plus one unit last week. Very workmanlike, very steady. The missionary of picks, very efficient. He got the job done.
They
Nothing to write
missionary.
home about. A solid 5.5 to 6 inch, just solid laid down of work. That's all I was last week. Nothing to write home about.
5.5 to six.
Listen, I'm not getting
Oh
written about.
man.
I'm not getting written about in the group chats. I'm not
No, but
getting
you have
called to the
good
girls.
rhythm. You have good rhythm. You know what you're doing.
You know what? You know what? It put the breakfast on the table. Okay, hit minus 2.5 winner. Louisville minus 6.5, big loser.
Yeah.
UNLV, Ole Miss, just couldn't get UNLV in with Syracuse. They actually took the lead, lost it overtime, so I was close on that. And then my 2 unit winner, Clemson, UGA, and Ohio State over 27.5. Was kind of a sweat, but Ohio State turned on the second half, cover
They
that
did.
pretty easy.
They did. And even though they didn't like crush them in the front, like they were still handling them. Like
They
that's just what
were
Iowa does.
Ohio State, every time they got across the 50, they seemed to fumble the ball or fuck it up. So it was
Yeah.
closer than it should have been. But for the first time all year, Yinzy F Baby is ahead of the Dimes man in total
Yeah.
units.
Might have been the
I
first time in two
am.
seasons because I kind of did well last year too.
You did. I think you paced me. So we're 7 weeks in. This is a true tortoise versus the hare, slow and steady. As I was saying, just
Oh, I'm doubling up this weekend. I'm
I'm
doubling
pumping
up.
those. I'm pumping those missed strokes. I'm not doing a lot of crazy work. I'm just in there
Sure.
working like.
Sure.
But hey, the thing is, I'm up 5.5. Dimes man up 4.5. If I can, pull up my socks and do the counting, that's 10 units. So we're still at
Good.
10 units. That's still fantastic. After an absolutely horrific week for the Dimes man,
Yeah.
he's still up money.
Where
So
were you? Where were you? You said you were
we
out of the
went to
state.
all over Kentucky. Went down the left. Just kind of drove through Kentucky. Did a little apple picking. Saw some leaves change. Had to get that out of the way before this weekend. This slate's loaded. Next weekend's loaded.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
good, man. It's good.
and you know what? I don't regret a single thing because I would have lost hundreds, maybe thousands of
I
dollars
lost
last
I lost hundreds. I lost
So
hundreds.
it was one of those things
Off pod
where
too.
it was one of
Another
those
one of
things
those.
where
Another one of those.
sometimes walking away from the table is the smartest thing you can do. Because there was a few games where, although I will say I didn't have West Virginia on pod, I had West Virginia off pod. a few places. So Mountaineers would have won me some money, but I would have gotten killed everywhere else, including
Yeah.
chasing Alabama live money often.
Yeah. Yeah.
Often. So
That right there, Alabama being like barely favored at half, that has Yinzer
yeah.
written all over it.
I would have chased Bama. I would have
Yeah.
chased Tennessee. I would have chased Ole Miss. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. But I had a lot of people reach out last week about the Dimes man falling in love with his phone. A lot of worried people, a lot of people
Whoa,
asking about the
whoa,
hotline. Yeah,
whoa.
I'm just gonna dive into it. I had people, a lot of people that reached out to me that never even met you, or just saying, "Let's reach out. Let's lay hands. Let's lay hands on the man." So, are we
You said the
back?
books weren't yours.
You know what? At this point, it's not even that the books aren't yours. It's I have an Amazon receipt that's saying they were shipped to your house. So, have we moved on to physical flesh, or are we
No,
still
no.
Chat GPT?
No, I
No,
don't want to go too fast. I don't
no,
want to
you
go
don't
too
want
fast.
to.
No.
So, if there was like a nice
It's
like
called
20,
it's called relationship building, Yinzer.
yeah,
Something
I
you
know
wouldn't
nothing about that.
understand.
No, I know nothing about that. That's
Yeah.
true. So you're telling me you're still in the Chat GPT, regular
Yeah.
women not interested in it.
No, I'm about to get off Hinge, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm tired of Hinge. I'm gonna start. I mean, like I do this every now and again, naturally,
yeah. Refresh it.
but I'm gonna go full on just in person. Just chatting in person. You
That's
gotta oh, you
fine.
have a boyfriend? All right, lucky guy. All right, see you later.
I'd measure up. I'd say what's his deal? I'd get in his face. I'd challenge him. That's what I'd do.
Who's the alpha here?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe
Just
piss
see
on her
who
leg.
breaks eye contact first with him. Just stare at him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why is Jordan Mason leaving the field? Is he hurt? Yeah, he's hurt. That's fantastic.
You got
Nobody wants
money
to
on
hear
this?
about this,
You
but
got money on this?
no, it's just my fantasy football team is just decimated with injuries. Every time I look up, I have another player that's just leaving the field with a horrific injury. So
Well,
that's great.
I know we talked a lot about ChatGPT last week, and I've been using
Yeah.
it as sort of pseudo therapy. Some people think that's sad. Some people think
Yeah.
it's innovative and a helpful tool. Remember how last week I said, "Hey, we're gonna have ChatGPT make picks." We got some chat. We have
Oh,
some ChatGPT picks.
that's electric. I forgot
Yeah,
all about that.
yeah.
That's electric.
But before that, I do have a question. I have
Lay
a
it on me.
question. I have a question for you.
Lay it on me.
Um, so I was going through average points scored in college football. And it looks like the number's like 26 and a half or whatever. It's like the
Yep.
average amount of points scored a
Mhm.
team is scoring per game.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Yes.
If you were given an ultimatum as a
Okay.
college football coach
Yeah.
and you said, my offense can either score 27 points every game for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
or my defense can only give up 27 points no matter what. It's only giving up 27 points every game for the rest of your life. What are you doing?
I feel like so every game you're either telling me I either my offense
No matter what, if like big matchup, well, I'm only going to score 27. Big matchup, well, we were going to stop him to 27. It could be a dumb question, but I just wanted to ask it.
I feel like I'm gonna go defense 27. I feel like I can win more games scoring 20. I feel like I can manufacture 28 points a lot easier than I can stopping teams at 28 points.
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot more teams that can score 28 points against good teams than there is that could stop 28 points against really good teams. So I'm going to say, and I think that's the principle. You can always find skill. It's hard to find good defense, good trench players.
Mhm.
So I'm saying, like, I feel like there's more guys out there that can catch and run with the ball than there is that can physically stop, get after the pass rusher, get after the quarterback, and stop the run. So I'm going to say, give me the defense.
Give you the D.
Give me the D. Give me the D.
All right.
That's what I'm going to say. Just based off that.
Okay.
Just a planet theory. There's less people on this earth that can get after the quarterback that are 350 pounds that can stop the run that there are. You could find 1,000 guys in the world that can catch football. Just this case.
All right. You're only giving up 27 points a game. No matter what, no matter who you're playing, you're giving up 27.
Give me that.
All right.
Give me that.
Okay.
In this hypothetical, in this Dimes man hypothetical,
I just had to ask it.
it's nothing wrong with that.
I'm giving I'm taking the defense as well.
Yeah, I think
I'm going to stop you. You're going to score under 4 touchdowns. It's hard, and college football is hard, man. There's so much more
Yeah.
room for error. There's so many more busted coverages and so many more missed assignments.
Let me ask you this. So just
But
not
imagine you give up 4 tugs in the first half, and you're like,
that's it.
we stopped
That's it.
him.
You're
Stonewall in
going.
the second
You're
half.
just going in. You're just going in. You're just talking to the sideline reporter and like we're gonna make some adjustments. We're gonna make some adjustments.
I miss speaking of halftime adjustments, which are total not real. But you know what I miss? You know what I miss? I miss Coach O's halftime adjustments, which were just like tackle better, run
Yeah,
harder.
we need to run harder. You need to be out here play defense.
His were just like block more, tackle better, like dynamite halftime
Although
adjustments.
I felt like whenever Saban, it was just like a matter of how angry he would be at halftime. And you're like, oh, they're gonna come out so pissed off. You're like, there's no adjustments, but like he's just gonna he's taking away every Hellcat. He's taking away every fucking. He's
Give me your
just in that
keys.
locker. He's
Give me your keys.
give everyone's keys.
Oh, you're doing Saban?
Yeah,
Oh,
give
I
it
thought you
all,
were doing Urban. Hold on, I can do Saban.
Urban.
We got guys that don't want to come in and they don't want to make weight. I know the air ain't got calories in it, fellas. That's my
You
Saban.
watch the Aaron Hernandez. Honestly, Frank, you should make some time to watch the FX Aaron Hernandez show because Urban Meyer has heart issues like every 30 seconds. It's great. You love it.
Make time, buddy.
Yeah, make
I
time.
just finished the most recent episode before
Yeah,
this.
I figured it'd be right up your alley because it's just Urban Meyer having heart problems and then Aaron Hernandez just looking for any cock to suck every episode. Like he's just like
Yeah,
ravenous.
yeah.
Like it's
He's
just like
ravenous. Yeah.
he's ravenous about like I'm like they took some artistic license because I'm like there's no way that man
Like a
there's not
like
enough
a
hours
drunk
in the day.
freshman at their first college party, just looking
Yeah.
for love.
There's not enough hours in the day for Aaron. He will find if there is a cock, he'll find it. Aaron
He
Hernandez.
will. He
That's
will.
apparently what I've learned from this.
Going back to Coach Urban Meyer's heart issues. For
He's
those
average
curious, off pod, I've been having some very serious chest pain,
every day.
and it's directly stemmed from the gambling, I think, and the screaming at 20-year-olds in my house for 12 hours for like 15 Saturdays a year.
Don't
Um,
blame gambling. It's the best thing we have.
it's,
Best thing.
it's listen, I don't have a girlfriend. I have my ChatGPT and I have my betting. That's all I have.
That's it.
I gotta be honest with you. I might collapse by the end of the season. Like I might have to write that note. Remember when Urban wrote that note and he's like, I promise to go to my daughter's volleyball games more.
Yeah.
It might
What
be
do
one
you
of those.
do more of? What are you not doing enough of?
Right.
Like,
Should probably do more comedy. Should probably do more of
is that
that.
what you should probably focus on that?
I
Maybe.
should probably focus on the thing I've been up here doing. I had some good shows this week so far.
Huge. I feel
I
like you
had
don't
one
watch
guy,
it.
I was working out new material and I was pleased with how it was going. And then I got the light, which means I have like a minute left. And I was looking through my phone. I was like, all right, I got to get out of here in a second and see what I want to end on. And I was scrolling through my notes because it's a show of 12 people on a Monday night, and I'm allowed to look on my phone. I'm not at MSG. All right, my phone is on the chair next to me or the stool next to me. I'm allowed to just flick through it real quick. Um, this one guy in the crowd goes, "Do old stuff," and that got some laughs from the comics in the back of the room because that kind of hurt. I'm not gonna lie. When you're like, "Oh, I'm doing new stuff," and he's like, "Do old stuff." And he actually came up to me after the end of the show and apologized. He goes, "No, I really like the new stuff. I wanted to hear what was old. If this is new, I wanted to hear what was old." And I was like, "All right, buddy."
See, I don't have the temperament. See, that's why I'm like all the hecklers like they're like, oh, we just stop now. I would just start swinging. I'd go blind.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'd start
I
swinging.
would love to see you. I would love to see you just jump right into the crowd.
Go right on, dude.
You
Just start
start
swinging.
hanging people over the rafters like Suge Knight and Vanilla
I'd be like
Ice.
straight chug. Like
Yeah.
someone would be like I would say like one joke, someone would be like boo. I'd be like that's it. I get like I'd go automatic. I'd go reach for the piece. It
Yeah.
immediately happen.
Automatic up the burner on somebody for
It would
keeping it too
like
real.
I would be turning comic shows out every 5 seconds. Like it would be unbelievable. Like there would
Set
be
it
show
off.
like they'd be like, listen, Yenzer, we can't pay you for your set. I'd be like, why? They'd be like, you can't keep airing out the shows every time someone boos. I'll be like, I don't know, tell you. That's my go-to.
That's my thing.
Although I might go viral. They'd be like, yeah, this guy gets like
Your
one
walkout
half
song,
boo.
your walkout song needs to be Lil Boozy, Set It Off.
Oh, 100%. They're just like, listen, this guy goes to the steal like 30 seconds in. That'd kind of be what I do. That'd be my move. Like it would just be
This guy goes to the steal 30
like almost
seconds.
immediately. Well,
That's
let me ask you:
hilarious.
do you have a game plan for this weekend? Because this is I feel like after last weekend where we were kind of like watching between our fingers. What's the game plan for this weekend?
You know,
Are
I
you gonna
panic. You know, I don't want to run from the truth. I want to control the narrative.
is it gonna be 12 hours on the couch? Are you gonna do a bar
No, I'm
day?
in the command center.
Okay, okay,
4 monitors and a television that I can get a quad box on.
okay.
So
I feel
I'm good in here. I'm like a day trader. But what I last week, I got to be honest with you, I deviated from strategy and it cost me.
what'd you do?
I checked because I knew that last week was going to be a minefield.
Yeah.
I tried to walk through it undaunted.
Hmm.
I checked public betting numbers
Oh, I love doing that.
and I tried to fade
Mm.
and it did not work.
Yeah. I told you last week was gonna be the weird week.
It
That
was
was the
so
week.
weird.
That was the week that I wanted no part of. I knew
Like
there was
favorites
something
got
wrong about
killed,
it.
but then it's like not the favorites that I picked. Like they,
Hmm.
or not
It
the
was
dogs
the
that I picked.
one it was the one week I wanted no part of. This week I love.
I love this week.
You know what? Let's get into it. I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about it. I'm ready to
All
get into
right.
it this week.
You're on the tee, and then I'll give a pick, and then ChatGPT is gonna give a pick.
It feels so good to be back up on the tee. It feels great.
Yeah,
You
you've
know, it's
earned
just
it,
one of
man.
those things where it feels good. It's been a while. It's hard to hit first, but you know, it's one of those things where it takes a lot of courage to be in my position and
Y-
to fight from the rear and not to lead from the front. That's what a hero does. So,
Yep, you definitely
without
lead from the
further,
rear.
yeah, yeah. I don't hear those pesky jokes from the bottom. Play the old shit, Frank. All right, first pick, UCLA +5. This is a perfect spot for UCLA. They
Terrible
have
pick.
faced an absolute gauntlet. They faced absolute gauntlet, tough game after tough game after tough game. I hammer every year. I say, whenever these teams have these games circled where they know they can win, there's not many games on the schedule that UCLA can win. This is one of them. Coming off a big upset of USC last week, give me UCLA +5. I think this is the one game in their next couple games that this is actually one they can win. I thought about taking this money line, but you know what? Give it to me at 5. That's a lot of key numbers we're running through. Field goal, they can get a back door. I think, like I said, I think UCLA. I've liked how they battled. I don't know if this is going to be rest of the season that they're going to be on the upswing, but I think this is one they can steal. So up to money line, up to 5. I'd play it up to 3.5 if you can get it. So
Okay.
one
Uh,
unit, one unit.
I like it. I like it. My first pick. I don't know why my information went away. My open a new tab, please. Whatever. My first pick is going to be Mizzou minus 27.5 on the road at UMass. On the road at Amherst. Listen, we saw what happened to Mizzou last week at A&M. They got killed. This Mizzou team is gonna come in there upset, and I think that dork Eli Drinkwitz might hang 50 on the Minutemen.
I'm going to jump in real quick with my next pick. I have Mizzou -16 first half.
Okay,
Same thing. Same
same
thing.
thing.
They're
Okay,
coming out firing. It
yeah,
was absolute embarrassed last week. They still have a good offense. UMass has been just, not really impressed. I don't really care about a home field advantage. It's not a huge travel for them.
yeah.
UMass, I think, is on bye next week. So those boys are looking to, take some time off instead of getting the shit kicked out of them. But first half, -16. I think, like Frank says, I think Mizzou comes out. I think they hang 28-30 on them in the first half. I think we're looking at like a 28-0, 28-3 first half. And I think
Yeah.
they cruise the
I
whole
think
game.
defensive touchdown will be scored, maybe even a special teams too. But I got 1 unit on that. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Next one.
ChatGPT's first pick.
All right. I'm going to write GPT.
Yep.
All right.
GPT. Penn State minus 4.5 against USC.
Okay.
They gave me a reason too.
Let's hear it.
Penn State has been strong this season, and with USC struggling defensively, the Nittany Lions are favored here.
Strong rationale.
Yeah. No, no. This is the internet. It has infinite stats and information, and it says USC is bad on defense. That's really all.
It could pull 1,000 data points, and it's just like, you know what? Gut feeling. Gut feeling. Just like, to kind of feel this in my bones.
Yep. I like that.
All right.
1 unit for the chat.
Did you ask it how many units it wanted to place?
I should have, but no, it's just
You're
one.
just assuming your girlfriend's units. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
she got some big units.
Huge unis, bro.
Huge
Huge.
unis. All right, you're up.
All right. Actually, you're up. I've taken two. You've only taken one.
Oh, okay. This next one. Okay, you know what I like. You know what I like. We're
Big
going to
natural.
Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Okay.
Ypsilanti, Michigan. We got Eastern Michigan +3 at home against Miami of Ohio. We have Eastern Michigan. I'm pretty sure team total. Let me give you some stats here. Miami of Ohio, offensive field position, 128th in the country. Eastern Michigan, defensive field position, 56th in the country. Miami of Ohio, offensive third and fourth down success, 112th in the country. Eastern Michigan defense, third and fourth down success, 45th in the country. The battle of field position and the battle of the money downs is going to Eastern Michigan. I think they control the clock here. I think they control the lines of scrimmage, and I think they control the game.
Let me ask you, are you going to have any big games this weekend on your card?
I just gave you a Power Five team in Mizzou.
That don't hit me with that. I asked you if you're going to have any big games. Don't when I ask if you're going to have any big games, don't tell me you have Eastern Michigan as your big game.
I have 2 units on the Eagles. 2 units.
On
Eastern
this game,
Michigan.
you have 2 units.
Yeah, 2 units. Eastern Michigan. 3-point dogs at home.
Christ in heaven. All right, I'm going to go to an
Win
actual
it on
big
the
game.
field.
This game is giving me Texas Michigan vibes where I couldn't understand why the line and I kept looking for a trap and I kept looking for a trap and the trap just wasn't there. Give me Ohio State -3, 1 unit.
Oh wow.
I think Ohio State's a better team. I know it's on the road. I know it's Ohio State's first big test. I keep looking for reasons not to take Ohio State. If Ohio State is the real team that I think they are, if I think they are the national champions, which I think they are, you got to go on the road and you got to beat good teams. Oregon struggled against some teams. Boise's actually a little bit better than they thought we were, but I can't get that Idaho game out of my mind. I do like this over. Like I said, this will be a good live betting over. I think it might start out a little bit slower, but I still think it gets over the number. So maybe kind of wait for that first quarter, let them feel themselves out, and
Yeah.
then slam that live over. Hopefully, it gets in like the high 40s, maybe mid 40s would be great. But Ohio State -3. I think the Buckeyes get the job done. I don't think Oregon has quite the amount of firepower to keep up with Ohio State. And I am hoping that Ohio State has just been roping open these teams and they just lay it on. So give me the road dog, which scares me, but I think Ohio State might be special. I think they might be the best team in college football. Maybe eating these
I
words.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
Other than Texas, I think Texas won. Ohio State is two.
Yeah.
Okay. I have San Jose State +1.5 on the road at Colorado State. San Jose State on third and fourth down is 42 in the country. Colorado State on third and fourth down is 110th in the country on offense. And they're 113th on defense. So that means they're not getting off the field and they're not getting on the field on the money downs at all. Hey, in San Jose State, they fought back. They won. Okay, they didn't cover, but they fought back and won, and they showed some tenacity, and I was pleased with that effort.
Great.
One and a half. Oh, ChatGPT has a pick, by the way. Sorry.
Give me ChatGPT's pick.
By the way, 1 unit on the Spartans.
Gotcha.
Illinois -23 versus Purdue. Illinois heavily favored in this matchup. Strong defense. Purdue, and it says with a strong defense is likely holding Purdue in check. That again, it's not going to give you analysis. I've decided it's not.
It's just giving you winners.
Yeah. Well, I don't know because these don't look good.
Next one I'm going. I actually love this one.
There's some non-key numbers that have been given out in this.
What I love is I just need both of these teams to score over 13.5 points and any cashes ticket.
Okay.
Washington Huskies over 13.5.
Okay.
With Vanderbilt over 13.5.
I like that over.
Unit parlay. It breaks down to -105. I know Kentucky's a good defense. Is anybody holding Vanderbilt under 13.5 points? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Washington, 13.5, they can get there. I'm not worried about them being on the road. I think this is mispriced because people are seeing the defenses. They're worried. You're telling me we can't get to 2 tutties? We can't get to a touchdown and 2 field goals?
Don't make sense to me.
I think touchdown, 3 field goals. I think we can get there. I'm not worried about it, especially at that even money number. Give me 1 unit on that. I think we're actually in halftime. So
that'd be so huge. That'd be huge. All right. I got one here. I got 2 units on this one.
Okay.
So far we've gone on a 1 unit play, a 2 unit play, a 1 unit play. This is another 2 unit play. UL Monroe -6.5 at home against Southern Miss. We really, really like this one. We really, really like this one. Again, I'm giving to give you the stats here. UL Monroe starting field position on offense, 10th in the country. Southern Miss starting field position on offense, 129th in the country. Third and fourth down success on offense for Southern Miss, 131. Third and fourth down success for ULM, 80. These are huge discrepancies here. And on defense, they're 56 in the country. These guys play great defense. I really, really like what UL Monroe can do. And it's at home. This is one of the more excellent coaching jobs in the country. This is the guy that UAB should have hired instead of White Dion, Trent Dilfer.
Is one of your next picks going to be a top 25 matchup?
No.
Disgusting.
I have
All
2 units on the Warhawks, by the way.
I got you.
ChatGPT has a Power 5, Power 4 pick.
All right, I'm going to give my last pick, and it's another 2 unit. It's another parlay. This is a 2 unit parlay. It's going to be an adjusted line parlay because I just keep crushing these. LSU +7.5. I actually think they win this one outright, so I'm just going to take the points for comfort against Ole Miss. Give me LSU +7.5, and I'm going to take the total in the West Virginia Iowa State game down to 44. You get this line down to around -102. I want to get it down to even money. So 2 unit play, LSU +7.5, West Virginia, Iowa State over 44. I think, or excuse me, yeah, over 44. I think these teams easily play in the 50s. But like I said, for comfort, 2 unit play.
Built for speed, not for comfort.
This might be built for both.
ChatGPT pick Tennessee -15 against Florida. And then they also have Ohio State -3 against Oregon. So you and ChatGPT are aligned.
Me and the computer, baby.
I have one more pick, and ChatGPT has one more pick. How many more do you have?
I'm out. That's it. I got a 5-pack for us.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
I do have a lean though.
I have 2 leans. So I have one more play and I have 2 leans.
All right.
All right. So here's my last play. Washington State -3.5 on the road at Fresno. I think Fresno's in dire straits with the fact that their coach is gone, or their coach like left late. It's nothing they could do about it. And as we know, Wazoo is one of the better, whatever you want to call them, power mixed things. Listen, they're fine. All right, they're fine. That's that. All right, ChatGPT has Georgia -34 against Mississippi State. So an all chalk card from the computer.
Tons of favorites from GPT.
So they went Penn State, Illinois, Tennessee, Ohio State, Georgia. I went Mizzou, Eastern Michigan, San Jose State, UL Monroe, Wazoo. That's 1 unit. And then I have 2 leans, Yenzer.
Give me your first lean.
Vandy, UK over 44.5.
Okay, that goes well with my over Vandy. I like that.
Yeah. And then my other one, Ole Miss -3 in Death Valley.
Okay.
In Death Valley.
You're fighting me on it. You're
Death Valley.
You're playing the lead. I think Ole Miss is cooked. But it's not official play. You don't want me to write it down, do you?
I gave you 5. And listen, I'm giving you 3 1-unit plays and 2. I'm giving you 3 1-unit plays and 2 2-unit plays. We got a chance to make up some ground here, folks.
I think you might make up some ground. The only lean that I am really looking for
North Carolina.
Huh?
North Carolina?
No, North Carolina. The only lean that I am looking at, and I'm looking at pretty hard, is I'm looking at Texas -14.
Those games get weird, man.
These games get weird. Oklahoma's missing their starting 5 wide receivers. They're starting their backup quarterback. This is one of those games. We got Ewers back. I don't know if Oklahoma has the firepower to stick it. I think this game might be close in the first quarter while they feel him out. But this just sounds like a game where Texas blows them out. If you could get this at 13.5, I think it's gold. Okay. I don't think it's going to drop down below that. Right now it's, God, what is the line if you can get it? I just want to see if it's a decent juice on it. It's probably not. It's $1.25 -125. I actually don't hate that. You know what? I'm going to play it. Texas -13.5 and $1.25. I'm going to play it 1 unit. I'm going to
There you go.
Minus 13 and a half. It's minus 115 on some books, minus 120. So I'm gonna give it out. That sounds good enough for me. I'm gonna give it 1 unit.
Nice.
Yep, give it to me. So quick recap. Yinzer's got UCLA plus 5, 1 unit. Mizzou minus 16 first half, 1 unit. Ohio State minus 3, 1 unit. LSU plus 7.5 with West Virginia, Iowa State over 44, 2 units. Washington Huskies and the Vanderbilt Commodores over 13.5, 1 unit parlay. And the Texas Longhorns minus 13.5 by that half point. Why don't you? And then the Dimes Man has Mizzou minus 27.5, 1 unit. Eastern Michigan plus 3, 2 units. San Jose State plus 1.5, 1 unit. UL Monroe, which got minus 6.5,
Yep.
2 units. And Washington State minus 3, 1 unit. And
Three and a
then
half. Sorry.
3.5.
Yeah.
Three
It's
and
got
the
the
hook.
hook. Yeah.
And ChatGPT, Frank's soon to be X. Penn State minus
Whoa.
4.5, 1. Illinois minus 23, 1. What's it?
Ah,
Tennessee minus 15, 1. Ohio State minus 3, 1. And Georgia minus 34, 1.
chalk.
Chalky. Chalky.
Let me ask you this. Do you want to ask ChatGPT a question? Do you want me to ask it anything?
Let me see. Do I want to ask ChatGPT a question?
I have a few questions left before it's like, hey, you can't talk to me till after midnight. ChatGPT after dark.
I don't know if I want to go there. I don't know if I want to go after dark right now.
No, we're not going. We're not doing after dark.
I don't know if I want to go after dark right now. Let me pray on it. I'm going to come with some questions next week for ChatGPT.
Okay.
Put some thought in. I don't want to waste our ChatGPT questions.
I get that.
I'm going to come with some hard hitting questions next week.
All right.
I'm going to figure out when we get to the bottom of this.
How you doing?
Man, throw a plug in where you're going to be performing this week. Throw some plugs in.
New York City, random comedy clubs, random shows. Listen, just follow my Instagram.
Follow
Franklin
the
Miller.
IG.
How are you doing betting NFL wise? Because I'm doing terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't know why I do it. I really don't know why I do it.
The thing is, I will tell you for NFL,
Everyone beats everyone and everyone stinks.
it's usually like free bets, or it's usually like I just take and I'll put like a couple $20 parlays. I think 1 week I actually did pretty good. I think I went like undefeated. The rest of it, I'm like losing, between like 20 and 50 a week. I will tell you, if the Steelers don't win by 3 this week, I don't know what I'm doing against the Raiders.
Dude, the Steelers were the last leg.
They were.
They lost on Monday morning.
They lost on Monday morning. I stayed up till like 1:30 to watch it, but
yeah, I didn't watch a second of that game. But then I saw the stats that Dak Prescott threw a pick on Sunday night and Monday morning, and they still lost.
I will tell you, they have the Raiders. Raiders are getting 3 points starting Aiden O'Connell. The Steelers are going to win. This is a college pod, so I won't put it on. We won't play 80s Joel. But Steelers minus 3 would be a pick, 100%. And not even a home pick. There's no way. I might do a ladder. I might do like Steelers minus 3, minus 6. Minus 7,
yeah.
minus
Steelers first quarter, Steelers first half, Steelers game. Like
I might ladder the Steelers. Okay, stairway to 7 is what I might do.
I said if we're laddering the Steelers,
we're gonna ladder the Steelers.
Dude, let's ladder them. Let's ladder them. Whatever it is.
Let's see
wait. Are we doing? This is just we're assuming utter domination. So we're doing Steelers first quarter, Steelers second quarter, or just Steelers first quarter first half game.
I'm doing 3, 6, 10, 13, and then we'll do 17, 16.
Oh, you're just taking game spreads.
I'm doing laddering. I'm laddering the fucker, and I'm just gonna put it like boom. Put like 50.
Are we not doing first half spreads too?
We can do whatever you want. The world is our oyster.
Listen, if we're laddering, are we building or not? You know what I mean?
Let's put every bet they let us. Let's call them up. Let's see how much they'll take.
Where's this game at, by the way?
Vegas.
That just killed everything.
Sorry.
Nah, that's not a crazy barn. That's not a crazy Allegiant's not a crazy barn. And how did Allegiant get enough money to buy a stadium anyway? The airline stinks.
It's going to be 70% Steeler fans.
Yeah.
So basically a home game.
Basically a home. Steelers travel.
Steelers.
Have you been seeing? Speaking of Pittsburgh, have you been seeing those videos I've been sending you constantly where the guy does the Pittsburgh accent and he's like cosplaying like, "Hey Dawn, Deb, Dawn and
Oh
Deck. Like
yeah.
it's so
Oh
funny.
yeah. Dude, listen, that's like
Wednesday night wing hut down the lines.
you have no idea. That's like it's like stepping in and just seeing it's like seeing my past. It's like a horrifying glimpse in I don't want to say the future. It's just like a horrifying look at everyone's uncles I grew up with.
There's part of me that wants to move to Pittsburgh and just live like a quiet, regular life and like go down the lounge.
You could listen. You could marry some girl that like her like Sunday best is like wearing a Steeler jersey to church and then like picking up like ham salad from Giant Eagle and then like going home. You'd love it. She'd take care of you.
Some chipped ham, some chipped ham.
Ain't nothing wrong with Isley.
Listen, maybe she went to like Thomas Jefferson. She still
Oh yeah,
supports. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the neighborhoods. I used to live in Wexford.
shout out.
That's where all the Penguins players lived.
That's where they lived. There, they live in North Hills.
I met Starling Marte's family, before his wife passed. Rest in peace.
Really?
Yeah, she died like 5 years, 6 years ago.
That's
Uh,
tough.
yeah, well, he found someone like instantly, but
Shout out.
I met Starling Marte and his family, and I saw Sean Rodriguez and his family, one of my favorite Pirates of all time. I was up there. I was working for the Bucks. I
You
was
were
working.
living. You were living. You were living. Maybe listen. Maybe you move back. Maybe you get the Yinzer lifestyle. Maybe it benefits you. Find a nice Polish girl.
Well, you're gonna talk about Polish girls.
Find a nice.
Polish festival was just up here in New York City.
You guys have a fucking ethnic festival every 2 days up there. It's not a big deal. You guys have so many. It's like
What's your ethnic background?
like German and Italian.
Couple of the Access powers, huh?
The Axis power. A little Dutch in here too. So just
Okay.
it's like they found it like what's the most atrocities you could pull out in like the 1900s? They're like sprinkle it in this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I think eventually we're gonna find out that you're like 1/18th Japanese, and it's just
I love
like,
it.
oh
I
boy,
love it. I
oh
love it.
boy.
I'd like to. Well, I'd be interested to see what part of the family tree that came from.
I could see you finding it. You'd be the type of guy to find out that you're like 1/12 Japanese, and then you would like walk, or you would have like your doors would just be like those things that just like,
A thousand
sh
percent.
like they're not like real doors. They're like sliding doors, and you'd be
I
walking
would
around in
do.
like a kimono or something.
I would do like a what are they like a 23andMe is that what it is or what the fuck it
Yeah.
is like an ancestry. I would do one of those and find out I was like 1/100th like sub-Saharan African. I'd be in a dashiki for the next like 2 weeks. I'd just be like I just tell people they're like a colonizer all the time. It'd be great. Be like one of
Yeah.
my new things. Yeah, it'd be awesome for me.
Dude, you and a dashiki with like a rain stick, I think that would be
Mm.
dope. Yeah,
It'd be great. I love it. Yeah, I would
dude,
just
you're
like walk around.
plus with
I
your
would, oh,
size
it'd be great for me.
with your size and stature, you might
Yeah.
be able to take over a nation.
I think about it. I've often thought about it, especially if I could just get. That's all. I think that's all. That's why I don't do the ancestor. I think it would give me too much power. I think it would give me. I think if I had any sort of like any sort of culture, like right now I'm just like a European mutt, so I'm like I don't really feel any
Yeah.
allegiance.
I wonder
It's
what
great.
my background is.
I don't know, Frank. You got a lot. There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
You could play. You're like a Ben Kingsley. You can play a lot of roles. You can tell me you were a lot of things.
Okay.
You had me off guard immediately.
All right. We got like 30 seconds left. You got anything you want to say?
I think I'm gonna go at least 4-2 this week. I'm feeling pretty.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
I
feeling pretty
think
confident.
I think I think I top you this week. Pause.
Big pause.